The last 35 years, I've been in an exercise program, self-initiated, run, bike, but everything was under my terms. All of a sudden my wife comes home after 35 years of me having my own plan, says, hey, I got this spinning class. And I'm thinking, spinning class. I've seen pictures of spinning class, I've heard about it, but okay, dear, I'll do it for you. So we showed up here and my life has been changed.
Approaching 72, it's changed everything about my life. Certainly increased some spiritual awareness in the about 15, 16 months I've been doing it. It's stabilized my weight. It's increased the hours of sleep. It's increased my energy, paradoxically. And the social support here has been just awesome.
It's like there's a sense of community.
Absolutely, without question. There is that community. It's not just a sense, it's real.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And you're a big part of that.
Well, thank you.
The physical part is nothing compared to the mental part. And that's what this class prepares you for. It's just that vibe, you know, seeing all the people around. And you can see everybody sweating, the physical part, but the part you don't see is the mental part. And that's where, you know, I've built some real strength and it shows. I just feel great. And, you know, an hour class, most people are winding down at 5 o'clock. We start at 6 o'clock and I go until 10, 11 o'clock. I get so much more out of life. So it's a no-brainer. It's that aspect you don't get from a program normally.
I came up with these cards so that people could take what they're doing in the cycling class and sort of put it into their everyday life. And they go through, it's a checkoff card, and they take them home with them. You sit back and you're like a sponge and you just absorb it. Mm-hmm. And when you do that, it's like the energy just flows. And all of a sudden you get clarity in seeing the signs. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been, and this has happened to me 2 or 3 times, and I think you were brought into my life for a reason. Mm-hmm. You really were. Have you ever been someplace where just out of the blue somebody started talking to you about whatever the situation is you had going on in your mind, or maybe a mm-hmm. problem, and that person starts talking to you about it, maybe they've had the same experience, and you look around and you say, gee, isn't that funny, where did this person ever come from?
Middle age approaches and you start realizing, gosh, if I don't invest in myself, things are going to go south in a hurry. And but it's amazing when you have that point on the end of a compass, a goal, how much it can change your life. And for me, it was doing a triathlon. And Alex, you were there to help me with my open water swim. And there was a literal point on the end of the compass there. And but it was so much more than just successfully completing that race. It was a life lesson, really, and you know, how the body fuels the mind, how exercise is important for clearing your head, and how you can reach goals that you thought were unattainable if you just put your mind to it and take one step at a time.
In today's corporate world, or any business world, the question is, can I still believe in the theories that I have used for years to keep my business going, to give the direction for my corporation, or for my own life? And now more than ever do you need to believe, and never stop believing, that what you know and how you built your business really does work. You may need to modify it just slightly, or you may need to pick up a new tool. And that's the kind of things that we talk about in our cycling class. At Soul Culture Cycling, we want to give you all the tools to help you keep believing. Don't lose faith now. Keep believing that what has got you to where you're at will continue to get there as long as you keep re-energizing it and looking at the new things that you can add. You're one of those guys who's, you know, not burning incense and doing a lot of hoo-hoo and ha-ha, but the bottom line is you connect with others, you connect with their energy, and as you found out just recently, change the energy in your business, and you change your business.
Energy is infectious. It's just like a disease. Enthusiasm, same thing. When they walk in the door and they've got a bright eye and they've got a great idea and they're ready to rock and roll, everybody in the building starts going, hey, what's going on? And it's just a breath of fresh air. It's just, and it really is. It's infectious.
The thing that's so great about the CD is that when you're using it with exercise, you're not necessarily hearing every word. But what happens is, well, for me at least, is that all of a sudden you'll hear a little jewel, a little something that just sparks, like a little soul spark. And then all of a sudden, and it gives you like a new thing to focus on while you're on your journey into that exercise. So, you know, journeying in a spiritual way with music and physical activity is, I mean, it's so hard to describe. You have to experience yourself to really know it, but it's really extra special. And for me, sometimes it creates almost like a vision quest when I'm in it, you know, where it's almost like you go into a meditation, you know, but it's a different meditation than if you're just sitting there and breathing and you know, doing some of the, you know, meditative chants and that kind of thing. But for the physical activity, it's not necessarily that it takes you to an extra realm that's better. It just takes you to a different realm that just sparks something new and fresh that you can build on, you know, that helps you step into more authentic spiritual awareness for yourself.
These are the signs I use, like when I'm giving a talk or something, and I put these up, and it's amazing the way people will make a connection with them.
And it makes exercise something you want to do. And that's the thing with an exercise program. When you don't like it, you're not going to stay with it. But here, I look forward to it. It's an hour-and-a-half drive for me. You know, so it's a big commitment, but it's a commitment my wife and I are willing to make every time, and it's changed our life, our marriage, our friends, everything. It's just, well, a miracle is what it is, and it's a true miracle for us. So.